My name is Mrs. Miklós Lénárt, chairwoman of the Hungarian Association of Physiotherapist Professionals. I've been working in this field for decades. Besides treating the patients, I teach my colleagues in several educational institutions. I also train patients in the efficient home use of different devices bought by them. In addition, we make efficacy studies in the field of treatments, electrotherapy, magnetotherapy, and other parts of physiotherapy. I got to know these lasers by this way, while performing various studies. I had never heard about Safe Laser before the early summer of 2014, and I am delighted that patients can use it safely at home. Before that time, we could apply laser treatment only under strict conditions in physiotherapy units authorized by the National Public Health Service. But nowadays, patients have the possibility to use the device at home without special safety goggles. I would like to mention two categories from the perspective of efficacy studies. One of them is when we performed laser therapy for different injuries of the soft tissues. I must say, we were surprised ourselves by the results we achieved with the laser, even after one treatment. If laser therapy is performed immediately after the injury, the healing process accelerates so much that we barely even noticed any edema formation, which is typical of these injuries. The other category is the group of chronic joint diseases. I would like to mention the large joints here, the shoulder, the knee, and the hip joint. It is very hard to intervene in the process, especially when our patients visit us because of the consequences of joint wear. In such cases, we do not proceed as usual in the field of physiotherapy, performing therapies of 10 sessions in a traditional way, but we have to apply treatments for a longer time, 5 to 8 or even weeks. In chronic diseases, we experienced that the complaints were intensified at the beginning of the therapy, after the first or second treatment, sometimes even so much that it was necessary to skip one or two occasions. However, we experienced during the farther process that the pain was reduced slowly and gradually. There are patients who used to visit us for treatment every 3 to 4 months, and those who had a longer therapy are still complaint-free. I would like to highlight one case when the patient had so much pain that we simply had to do something until the surgery took place. We treated the hip joint in 3 fields every day for 8 weeks. I am glad to say that this patient has gone back to work since he can carry out his tasks as a butcher again. I am happy that nowadays everybody has the possibility to perform this treatment at home, not just in different institutions. We can help a lot, not just in case of home care services, but if we teach the patient or their relatives how to use the device, as the healing process accelerates if we start the treatment in time. It can be very useful, as there are long waiting lists in physiotherapy appointments. Patients sometimes have to wait almost 1 month to start the treatment. But if they have this possibility to use it at home, they can avoid chronic pains, which would make their life miserable for several weeks or months. However, I would like to point out one thing. If somebody buys this device, they should not start to use it at random. They should ask for professional advice in any case and consult with their specialist during the therapy too, as these processes are not always harmless.
Menet közben is a szakemberrel, mert azért ezek nem annyira ártalmatlanok, mint amennyire úgy gondolják sokan, hogy csak belevilágítok oda.
Many people are like, I just irradiate with the laser. What can possibly go wrong?
Vannak azért ennek komoly ellenjavolatai, komoly kontraindikációi.
You can hurt yourself if you pay no attention to the eventual serious contraindications. But if patients use it systematically and professionally, they will be satisfied.
Elmondhatom, hogy nagyon meg lesznek elégedve, hiszen jó magam is.
Let me bring a personal example. I'm not a teenager. I also have different arthritic knee joint complaints that I treated with safe laser.
Különböző artrotikus térdizületi panaszaim,
I can tell you that I am extremely satisfied with the device, as after a therapy of 3 weeks, I do not have any complaints.
mert egy 3 hetes kúra után teljesen.
Of course, I know it will not heal me completely, but I'm glad that my quality of life has improved a lot in this respect.
Ezzel kapcsolatosan ezt viszont örömmel jelenthetem be.